Good evening, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, my mind is so caught up in the idea of education, and education has been such an important part of my life, and I believe for a lot of people. And in fact, perhaps we could say that everyone is educated somehow, and I love learning. And this is the first week of school in North America, and so of course, learning is on my mind, but I'm loving constantly learning. So today I thought I would talk to you about a symbol of knowledge and learning that certainly is used in Hinduism, but it's important to recognize that these are just symbols. These are the idea of gods and goddesses, which comes up in different religions or thinking, is just a concept, but it's about what it allows our mind to focus on. And today I'd like to talk about Goddess Saraswati, and this is about what this image or this idea represents. And I came across this wonderful quotation without an author, but it says, "Education is the foundation upon which dreams are built. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, blesses those who seek to learn." And this is so important in terms of what I am certainly trying to help people understand here, that what we focus on becomes part of us. So if I have an interest in learning, it becomes part of me. And whatever we focus on learning, if someone wants to learn about how to make money, that's what they will learn. If someone wants to focus on how to help others, that's what they will learn. If I had a focus on health, which of course I do, I'm learning how to help people with their health. And of course, I focus a lot on mental emotional health. And today, again, I want to talk to you about this goddess Saraswati and focusing on knowledge. But this imagery that is with every goddess, or every god in this tradition is so beautiful that I thought I would share with you some of the details that you might not come across beyond this video, and maybe you will now if you decide to look into it more. But as I mentioned, Saraswati, Goddess Saraswati, is the goddess of knowledge and the arts. So Saraswati is actually a Sanskrit word where Sara stands for essence. Sara stands for essence. And Sva stands for oneself. I love this. And you know that I'm learning and understanding these things and more about these things as I go along too. So I want to make sure that you're understanding that all of these details that we might be curious about anything comes to us in the right time. So this has come to me this week, in this week of education that I have had so many fond memories of, and obviously still to create some new experiences from. So this literal meaning of Saraswati is the essence of oneself, or one who leads to the essence of self-knowledge. One who leads to the essence of self-knowledge. So this image is admired by Hindus, by some Buddhist sects, and by some Jain sects. So I thought that was interesting to share with you too, because again, it's not just one particular group that thinks of this idea of this wisdom, this knowledge, this learning that comes from an image of something like Saraswati. I also found out that she is actually worshipped in Cambodia, in Thailand, and in Indonesia, which I do know because I was in Bali and have definitely seen images of Saraswati. She is as a goddess of speech and learning. And this is so useful for us to know about our learning, because oftentimes we can learn something, but many times we need someone to speak something to us for our learning. Or you might be learning through someone speaking, or you might teach and you are speaking to teach. She is believed to be the source of the Vedas, and she empowers speech, wisdom, and learning. She's also known as the consort of Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma is the creator in Hinduism. So it is, if we were to think of Lord, a Lord, someone might think of this as Jesus or God, or someone might think of this as no thingness in Buddhism. Yet this is represented by Goddess Saraswati. So again, so she's the consort of Lord Brahma. So we can think about there's creation and there's the wisdom behind it. And so both of these come together is the whole intention behind that image. There is a lot of symbolism if you see Goddess Saraswati, and if you look carefully, you'll see that she's dressed in white, which is the symbol of serenity. And then she is the goddess, as I mentioned, of learning, fine arts, and music. She's got 4 hands, and in one hand, she's holding the Vedas. In another hand, she's holding either the rosary or a peacock feather. This Vedas, of course, would represent the knowledge in the one hand. The peacock feather or the rosary is this ability to focus. So you can imagine it's this ability to stay focused. If you're writing with a peacock feather, it has to take a careful focus to write with that. Same thing with the rosary. It's about repeating a word, repeating a word, repeating a word. And this is what mantras are all about. And this is in Hinduism, they would think about japa, but we know that the rosary is used in so many traditions. So Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism. There's so many different places that will focus on repetitive words, repetitive words, repetitive words. And again, using the rosary. That's what she's depicting with that hand. And her other 2 hands are holding an instrument. And this, again, is to represent music and arts. Her vehicle, because every god or goddess it has this image of a vehicle that they use for getting around. Her vehicle is a swan. And this is said to be able to distinguish between good and evil, the swan. And it's so interesting to be able to think about all of these things. So imagine if you were to look at the image of Goddess Saraswati, these are all of the thoughts and awarenesses that can come to our minds about this is what this represents, and this is what we can take in. So in that, anyone can. It's not that anyone has to even be a particular religion, but if you know about these ideas behind Goddess Saraswati and you're thinking about learning anything, whether it's arts, whether it's music, whether it's the knowledge of the Vedas, and remembering that she's also representing one who leads to the essence of self-knowledge. And of course, you know that I would love to help direct you in that direction too. I wish you a fabulous day or evening ahead, and I hope that you have learned something about Goddess Saraswati, and I hope to talk to you more on the next video. I wish you a fabulous night ahead, and remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.